All right, YouTube, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. It is Friday. Happy Friday to everyone out there. May 23rd, we got game number 2 of the NBA Eastern Conference Finals. In today's video, I'm going to dive into this Knicks and Pacers game. I'm going to give you my prediction on the side. I'll give you my prediction on the total. We'll talk about either player props that we like within the game as well. But as always, guys, keep an eye down on the pinned comment of this video. That'll take you to all of my final plays, so what I'm actually rolling with myself. If that does interest you, if you want to fade me, it's absolutely free down in the pinned comment. All right, YouTube, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. I tell you guys I'm a dummy all the time. They don't suck. They've just been sucking. Get them down to -3 for more juice than Jose Canseco in his prime. Tell me you're new without telling me you're new. So don't go jumping down my throat in the comments, right? If you want to fade me, or if you do want to ride me, this still leaves a bad taste in my mouth, right? And remember, more chins, more wins. Last night, I guess I'm glad that we ended up only rolling with 2 quarter unit plays because 0 for 2. Timberwolves +3.5, I guess that you could say that had a chance, kind of, sort of. Julius Randle over 19.5 points. You know what? We'll take another womp womp for that. What did he finish with? What, 6? That can't be right? I try to forget at this point. Yeah, 6 points in 32 minutes. Big time yikes. Thunder take the 118 to 103 win. So you know what? Let's get that off the screen. Let's hope we got some good vibes coming this Friday. We got the Knicks taking on the Pacers. So in game number 1, this was an awesome game, right? If you're an NBA fan and you watch this, you're like, wow, that is what playoffs are all about. Indiana was down 1 million with like 10 seconds left. I'm exaggerating a little bit, and they come back and win the game in overtime. Tons of guys had massive stats and numbers because of the overtime, so we got to keep that in mind. But where do we go in this one? Knicks right now at 6-point favorites. I do think that that's a fair number. I know the Pacers won game number 1. What did the Knicks finish at, like 4.5? Like, the Knicks should have. It's funny. I don't know if funny is the right word, but the Knicks should have closed out that game, right? Like I mentioned, they were up a decent chunk with less than a minute to go in the game, and they choked. And I'm thinking, where the hell was that against the Celtics, right? As a Celtics fan, I watched the Knicks lock up and just go balls to the wall during these final crunch time minutes. But you know what? They did not do that in this game against the Pacers, and the Pacers took advantage. I don't necessarily think that happens twice, and I'm not so sure I was right about the Knicks just being... Like I said, the Knicks are the better team than the Pacers when we talked about game 1, right? And I do still think that at some point, you know, big shots are going to be easier for the Knicks to hit than the Pacers. But this Indiana team is just digging deep and making things happen when they need to. It. So it's kind of crazy. I'm not as convinced as that with that take anymore. You know, like, oh, well, the Knicks, when push comes to shove, they'll make the big basket, especially after game number 1. But I still do think that is there in my brain. I think that's going to be the deciding factor this series. So I expect the Knicks to bounce back, not necessarily have a meltdown and an implosion like they did in game number 1. I'll take them minus the 6 points. A lot of what we saw in that game looked good for the Knicks in general. You know what I mean? Like they kind of controlled the tempo of it. Indiana was happy to run, but the Knicks also put up, 135. Now, obviously, this is overtime, and they scored, I think, 10 points in overtime. So they scored 125, shooting 30% from 3. If they shoot a little bit better from 3, I think that they can put up a decent number. Cat was, like, the only one. I think he shot, like, 4 of 7, 4 of 8, something like that. But on the other side of things, you saw Indiana shoot over 40% from 3. You had Tyrese Halliburton hit 4, but Aaron Nesmith went 8 of 9. I don't think the Pacers have that, little superpower unlocked again. So if this Pacers team drops to what I would consider a more average, like 34, 35% from 3, maybe even their field goal percentage, which was at 51%, I think that'll drop a little bit as well. So, not to say that they got lucky, but if you shoot 41% from 3, and in the final minute of the game, you have Aaron Nesmith go absolutely off, I don't know if that's like a repeatable thing that you can, you can't replicate that in a sense. So for that simple reason, I guess, and it is simple, I think that their shooting percentages drop. I'm going to lean towards the Knicks here in a bounce back spot at home, -6. In terms of a total, it's tough. You have nothing telling you that you should be looking at an under. Right now, if you're the true contrarian in the room, you're probably thinking everyone's on the over, and that's true. I think 77% of the bets and over 60% of the money on the over right now. But, like, what's telling you that this should be an under type game? One game they go to overtime. When they've played, head-to-head too, these two teams have hit three straight overs, and then 4 of their last 5 overs to this line. So yeah, I guess I'll lean slightly towards the over in this spot. I don't think that I play that. I'm actually more likely to play, the Knicks minus the 6 points in a bounce back spot than I am the total. What I will say is we might be posting, I should say, over on our Instagram at EvPicks, EVPICKZ. Make sure to follow me there. Might be doing like a same game parlay that, kind of massages these numbers a little bit, and maybe we'll throw some player props in there. But before we talk about player props, I want to talk to you guys about where you should be getting your player prop action down, and that is over on Sleeper. They have a 0.5 points line for Tyrese Halliburton tonight for new users, and new users also will get their first deposit matched up to $100. It's an absolute no-brainer. They have an awesome app. The payouts change based on what you put into your slip, which is really cool, kind of mimicking a regular sports book. So go ahead and check it out, guys. That link will be down below in the description, as well as the pinned comment. They do tons of promos throughout the week, throughout these playoffs and everything. So I really encourage you to go ahead and check it out. Again, that link will be down below in the description, as well as the pinned comment. Sleeper, guys, I've been using it for years. You will not regret it if you do sign up. If it's available in your state and you're not on Sleeper yet, you are missing out. In terms of what we like in player props for this one, I'm going to go back to something that we like. Now, yes, we may look at something like an alternate line in some sort of SGP or something like that, but Josh Hart and his rebounds, we like that in game number 1. He hit his normal line of 9.5. We had him at 6 in a same game parlay, right? But he had 22 rebound chances, and that now marks 4 straight games against this Pacers team in which he went for double digits rebounds. Now his line is at 10.5, and that makes sense. We saw those chances. It was in overtime, I know that, but obviously, a guy gets 13 rebounds, you're going to bump it up a little bit. I still do think that 10.5 is viable. I might even say, okay, well, maybe a double-double's in play for him now in this game, even though he didn't even have, double-digit points in the last one. Another pivot, and I guess this is all kind of circulated around me thinking Josh Hart can get rebounds, right? So if I didn't think he can get the rebounds, I really wouldn't be considering double-double. I don't think that I'd be considering what I'm about to talk about, which is PRA, just due to the fact that, I think he can get 15-plus rebounds on any given night. Not saying that he will. But he also had, 6 or 7 assists in that game too, I think, on like 15 potential assists. So this guy has the opportunity. The points may be the concern. He played 44 minutes and shot the ball 6 times in that game. So that is obviously the worry. But even if you look at, I do think that you should throw points in there, because if you look at his rebounds plus assist line, it's at 15.5, which actually, you know what, that does kind of, I was thinking it was more around 17.5. So I like his rebounds plus assist too. I should say that, because again, in these last 2 games, the last one against Boston, right, 15 potential assists, and then game 1, 14 potential assists. Rebound chances, 19 and 22. And he's going to play the minutes, right? Like 44 minutes in this game. In games against the Pacers this season, he played 37, 43, 40, and 44. So I do think that this is a spot in which we can trust a little bit of Josh Hart there. So maybe I do like his rebounds plus assists. I thought it would be a couple points, a couple rebounds slash assists higher. If we pivot over to the Indiana side of things, it's tough to not like Halliburton. He is fantastic out of the pick and roll. The Knicks, that's really one of their biggest defensive struggles, and he just looks very, very good against this team. I mean, last game, 31, he shot 52% from the floor. He shot a bunch of threes. He got those looks. He didn't really get to the line, but I do think his game, having the ball constantly helps out. And even if he does get the matchups like we've seen with some of the better defenders on the Knicks, then that allows him to go out there and kind of get other guys involved. So if you do like his assists at 9.5, he had 11 assists in that game, number 1, too. And, I think he had earlier in the year like a 15 assist game against the Knicks as well. So that could be a consideration. I think Halliburton points plus assists could be something to take a peek at. 29.5. If he goes out there and gets 20 and 10, which he's very, very capable of, we could be looking at an easy cash there, right? But if you like the 20 and 10 narrative, you might just want to consider, I guess, his 20.5 points, because what's one more point? Famous last words, right? So those are the 2 player props that I considered in this one. Again, Josh Hart as well as Tyrese Halliburton. I think Josh Hart rebounds plus assists, the more and more I look at it, the more and more enticing it becomes. So that's definitely got a chance of being a final play, but I'm interested in putting together a same game parlay for this game. So make sure you guys follow me on Instagram. Again, it's been rotating right here throughout the show at EvPicks, EVPICKZ. And we'll see if we get anything in there. I'll also put that with the final play. So even if you're just checking the final plays, I'll put a link to the post that we do on Instagram. So yeah, check that out, guys. And go ahead and comment. Let's go ahead and comment 9 if you made it this far into the video. Kind of a quick one. but seems pretty straightforward to me. Here, I like the Knicks. I would say over because I just can't get myself to an under. And then Josh Hart and Tyrese Halliburton as the 2-player props that I like. Hopefully, we have a little bit better of a night than yesterday because we had a good game one in this series, right? We hit our same game parlay, only a half unit though. But you know what? Even baseball yesterday was terrible too. So bad day yesterday. We're due for a bounce back. All right, we'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.